नमस्कार दोस्तों, welcome to channel Toxicology on Board. Today in this video we'll be discussing another important topic, that is DABT topic, that is small business assistance frequently asked questions with respect to new drug product exclusivity. This particular FDA document will discuss in two parts. We're going to discuss the FAQ questions from uh, from the from the people who are working in this pharmaceutical industry. Okay, so this document will very much useful with respect to uh, type of filing, whether it is 505B filing or 505J filing, that is NDA filing or uh, ANDA filing. So first, so we are specifically discussing about with respect to exclusivity in the guideline based on various type of filings. Okay, so type of filing, whether it is IND filing or NDA filing, or with respect to Hatch-Waxman Act, these type of Kefauver-Harris Amendment Act, these questions with respect to acts have already been asked in the ABT recertification as well as ABT question papers. So one question with respect to regulatory filing, you will get it in the exam. So better to go through the questions. Eventually in upcoming videos, either from the year 2009 or 2008 question papers, if I come across similar type of IND type of questions or NDA or ANDA type of questions, I will include. Today we'll only discuss with respect to the FAQ questions, that is FDA guideline. Okay, so what is new drug product exclusivity? Okay, new drug product exclusivity is provided by the Federal Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act, FFDCA. You have to always see this particular number, that is 505C 3E, and as well as 505J, 5F. These these numbers you have to keep remembering, because some or other questions you will be getting with respect to 505A, 505.1 or 505J filing. Exclusivity provides the holder of an approved new drug application limited protection from new competition. So whoever the sponsor is there, innovator is there, you'll have limited competition, protection from new competition in the marketplace for the innovation represented by its approved drug product. Okay, the limited protection precludes approval of certain 505(b)(2) applications or certain abbreviated new drug applications for prescribed period of time. Okay, some exclusivity provisions also provide protection from competition by delaying the submission, that is 505(b)(2) B2 application and AND for certain products of time. Exclusivity is available for new chemical entities. So what is new chemical entity also we'll discuss in this video, which by definition are innovative, means this particular NCE has not been um, audited by this FDA, and for significant changes in already approved drug products such as a new case. New product exclusivity include two categories of the exclusivity, both NCA as well as other significant changes exclusivity. So what comes under other significant changes exclusivity also we'll discuss in the next slide. So with respect to exam, you read about Hatch-Waxman Act. Definitely they will ask question on this. So what are the things which comes under new drug product exclusivity? This question was related to that. Okay. Now we'll see why is the new drug product exclusivity also known as Hatch-Waxman exclusivity. So we have to understand what is this Hatch-Waxman exclusivity. On September 24, 1984, this is the American president who signed this one, signed into law the Drug Price Competition and Patent Term Restoration Act of 1984. This particular thing is also called a Hatch-Waxman Amendment because it was signed by two particular congressmen. Okay, the Title 1 of Hatch-Waxman Amendment amended the Federal Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act to expand the universe of drugs for which FDA would accept NDA. So earlier, before this act coming into picture, FDA was only doing this IND applications or new drug applications. Now, with the bringing of this particular act, now once the patent expires, other companies like generic companies can also fetch this particular formula, and they can also prepare the drugs for that reason. This particular Hatch-Waxman Act came into existence. The Hatch-Waxman amendment also provides for new drug product exclusivity and are often referred to as Hatch-Waxman exclusivity. Since Senator Hatch and Congressman Wax sponsored the amendments in Congress to encourage research and development as well as to speed entry of generic drugs into the market. So because of this particular act, now once the patent is expired, then immediately the generic companies can start manufacturing that particular drug. So the speedy of the entry within less time, that particular drug can enter into the market. Okay, so we'll see next question. Next question is what is 505(b)(2) application? A 505(b)(2) application is one described under 505(b)(2) of the Act. Application for which one or more the investigation relied upon by the applicant for approval were not conducted by or the applicant and are for which the applicant has not obtained a right of reference or use from a person by or whom the investigation were conducted. Means in this 505(b)(2) sponsor will be there, innovator will be there, he will do some safety studies, he will do some efficacy studies, but the data will be used by this generic company. Okay, so were not conducted by or the applicant and for which the applicant has not obtained a right reference or use from the person by whom the investigation were conducted. So you are using some other innovator data. This provision expressly permits FDA to rely for approval of an NDA on data not developed by the applicant. So whoever is applying that particular applicant is not deriving this data, such as published literature or agency finding of safety and effectiveness of a previously approved drug. 505(b)(2) applications are submitted under section 505(b)(1) of the Act and are therefore subjected to same statutory provisions as given in the 505(b)(1). So 505(b)(1) filing is for innovator drug, new chemical entity, whereas 505(b)(2) is for once the patent get expired, then generic companies can go for 505(b)(2) filing that require among other things full reports of safety and effectiveness. Okay, similar to that of innovator application, even ANDA applications also they need full reports of safety and effectiveness, but you have to take the permission of the innovator or the information should be available in the public domain. What next we'll see what is abbreviated new drug application. So ANDA. For filing ANDA, you have to use which particular pathway is 505J application. An abbreviated new drug application is described under the section 505J of the Act as an application that contains information to show that the proposed product is so whatever the one which this particular generic company is preparing, no, it should be similar, it should be identical to inactive ingredient, dosage form, strength, route of administration, labeling, quality, performance characteristics, intended use, among other things, to a previously approved application. The reference listed drug, that innovative drug, we will call it as RLD, reference listed drug. ANDA do not contain clinical studies as required in the ANDA. So, in case of new drug application, you need toxicological data, then you will have phase 1, 2, 3 study submission will be there. But in the case of ANDA, you need not need clinical studies as required in NDA, but are required to contain information establishing bioequivalent studies to that of the RLD. So you have to do a comparison between reference listed drug and your drug, abbreviated drug. In general, the bioequivalence determination allows the ANDA to rely on the agency's finding and safety efficacy of the reference listed drug. So this is the thing, two types of application. That is 505(b) application is the original application, whereas 505(b)(2) application is for, this is also a NDA, but once the patent get expired, there is a change in the salt form. Means bioequivalence type of drugs we will be doing in 505(b)(2), whereas in the case of 505J, it is generic application. So what is the full new drug application? That is 505(b)(1). So now we are discussing this for 505(b)(1). A 505(b)(1) application is described by the section 505(b)(1) of the Act as an application that contains full reports of the investigation of the safety and effectiveness in addition to other information. So complete detailed information of safety as well as efficacy should be discussed under 505(b)(1). So this is a new molecule. So entire battery of tests need to be submitted to the FDA. Then only you will get the permission. The data in the application is owned by the applicant. If I am the innovator, I will have the complete data. is data for which the applicant has obtained right of the reference. So in the case of uh, some part of the study which is done by some other lab, then you have to have complete right to the reference on obtaining that particular data. Then what are the time periods of new drug product exclusivity? So now in this particular question we'll discuss different types of exclusivity. So first one we'll see a 5-year period of exclusivity is granted to new drug application for products containing chemical entities never previously approved by FDA either alone or in combination. So in combination means certain times A plus B drug or A plus B plus C, some FTC drugs will be there. Okay, so whenever there is a new drug application is there, in that case you can have this 5 drug period of exclusivity. No 505(b)(2) application or ANDA may be submitted during this 5-year exclusivity period. So innovator can go for this 5-year exclusivity so that he can stop the generic company to take over his particular molecule, except such applications may be submitted after 4 years if they contain a certification of patent invalidity or non-infringement. This is very very important. If he is able to contest or he is able to challenge the innovator with this patent invalidity or non-infringement. Okay, a 3-year period of exclusivity is granted for a drug product that contains active moiety that has previously been approved when the application contains reports of new clinical investigation conducted or sponsored by the sponsor that were essential to approval of the application. So in such cases also you can have 3-year exclusivity. Here you have 5-year period of exclusivity and here you have 3-year period of exclusivity. Next, for example, changes in the approved drug product that affects its active ingredient strength, dosage form, route of administration. So whenever you're changing oral to parenteral, whenever you're changing tablet to injection form or tablet suspension to some solution form, okay, or conditions of use. For example, you are changing the indication. For earlier, the drug was used for migraine, but now it used for some stomach-related infection. May be granted exclusivity if clinical investigation were essential to approval of the application containing those changes. So you have to clearly mention what are the changes. Then in that cases also you can get 3-period exclusivity on that drug product. So these are the important questions with respect to drug related filings. That is, we have discussed about 505 B filing, 505 J filing. This is very important because some other questions with respect to Hatch-Waxman Act, like that you will get it in exam. So pause the video. There are some pictures which I have kept in the video. Go through it. Eventually, in upcoming videos, I will try to make questions. Bring the questions which were asked in previous DABT questions on DABT exams in on this particular topic. Thank you so much. Be curious. All the best for your exam.